Hello and welcome back to the David67 Celtic News YouTube channel. This morning's video going to be obviously a post-match review of Celtic's brave, heartbreaking, in the end 1-1 draw that saw us go out 3-2 to Bayern Munich on aggregate. And but for a wee bit of luck here and there, a wee bit of refereeing decisions going our way here and there, and also, to be fair, taking our chances a wee bit better, we would have been in the draw for the last 16. However, Bayern Munich in the end got a rather scrappy, slightly lucky goal to equalise in the 4th minute of added time, which saw them go through 3-2 on aggregate. Now, in today's video, we're going to have a wee look at the action, key incidents, the goals, and also the stats and my own player ratings. And as we go through, one or two wee thoughts regarding Celtic and where we go from here. Celtic started with Jeffrey Sloop out as the left back instead of Greg Taylor. That was fully in agreement with our poll yesterday afternoon, and also our poll suggested we should start with Kuhn, Maeda and Jota, and that was how Brendan Rodgers started things off. And Celtic played high pressure, high energy, hassling the Bayern Munich players to every ball. For every ball to a Bayern Munich player, there were 3-4 Celtic players crowding round them. It was a brilliant team effort, very good tactics by Brendan Rodgers, very, very, very well done and performed by the Celtic players. They did us proud, they did the club proud, and they did themselves and the country proud as well. And I do think if we hold the great majority, if not all, of these players together for another season, add 3 or 4 upgrades and top quality backups, I think Celtic have the team and the quality and the star players to go just as far next season, and likely one level further into the full last 16. I think also key to that is keeping Rodgers and all his coaching staff at the club to keep working with the players, keeping improving the players, and also merging in the 3 or 4 new players we sign in the summer. Celtic started tons of energy, hassling Bayern Munich, and from one of those, Callum McGregor won the ball in midfield, broke up the pitch with pace, chose to take a shot from the left corner of the box. I wish he had hit it across the goal towards Neuer's left, as Kuhn could have followed in to net any rebounds. However, McGregor went for the near post top corner shot and unfortunately went over the bar. Shortly after that, some good work by Jota created an opportunity for Nicholas Kuhn unmarked at the back post. He could have hit it first time, he could have taken 2 touches, not just 1 touch. Unfortunately, he did take 1 touch, got the ball under control, but his shot didn't have enough pace or accuracy to beat the covering Bayern defender. I do wish he'd taken that 2nd touch, just got himself a bit more steady. He did have that extra second or 2 to do that, and then he could have hit a much more accurate, powerful shot into the actual away from the goalkeeper and away from the defender. However, things were not to be, and similarly, lovely ball across the 6-yard box from Arnie Engels, just a couple of centimetres away from Dyson Maida's toe at the back post. And Celtic had 3 great chances, and unfortunately, none of them went in. Bayern Munich got more and more into the game, more and more pressure on Celtic, but Celtic defended extremely well, blocked a lot of shots, blocked a lot of passes, and Kasper Schmeichel made several good saves in the first half. Second half, Celtic continued their high energy, high press game. Bayern Munich got more and more flustered, and some brilliant work by Dyson Maida to hassle the Bayern right back, then running across to pressurise the midfielder, the ball then breaking to Kuhn and another Bayern defender, and Kuhn won the ball off him and then smashed the ball past Neuer to put Celtic 1-0 up and level on aggregate. Sadly, shortly after that, Kuhn went off with an injury. Not sure if that was his knee or his hamstring. Either way, Yang came on, and Celtic didn't quite have the same firepower and ability to counter-attack after Kuhn went off, no matter how hard Ida and Maeda played after that. Looked like Celtic were going to be able to get the game into extra time and even penalties. Kasper Schmeichel made a couple of saves. Bayern Munich had a couple of near misses. And the clock ticked down to 93 and a half minutes. Lovely ball into the box by Elise. Carter Vickers not quite tracking the run of the Bayern midfielder. Brilliant save by Kasper Schmeichel. It broke to Carter Vickers, who tried to hook the ball away. Unfortunately, in hooking the ball away, it rebounded off Davies' legs into the net. I don't think Davies knew quite where the ball was going to go. I think it was a bit more luck than judgment. However, the goal went in, and Celtic had no chance to get back into the game, as basically that was the game over. Quite a bit of controversy over whether Dyson Maeda was fouled in the lead up to the goal. VAR, the referee missed it, and VAR didn't seem to decide to call it back. It certainly does look like the Bayern central defender does take out Dyson Maeda, who was running past him. It was kind of off the ball. I don't really fault any of the referees or assistant referees or fourth officials from not seeing it, but it definitely should have been something that VAR looked at and maybe got the referee on the pitch to have a look at to see whether he felt it was enough to retrospectively call a foul, and which would have nullified the Bayern goal. However, no sense in crying over spilt milk. What's happened. Bayern Munich went through. Looking at the stats, Celtic were rather dominated in the game. Bayern had 67% possession to our 33. Shots were 23 for Bayern and 5 for Celtic. 9 on targets by Bayern, 2 by Celtic. We had 2 off targets and 1 blocked. They had 8 off targets and 6 blocked. Kasper Schmeichel made 9 saves, and Neuer, their goalkeeper, made 1 save. Touches in the box, rather dominant for Bayern Munich as well, 47-9, and corners also very dominant, 7-0. And all one can really say is Celtic tried their absolute hardest, played exceedingly well, very well set up. Every player comes out with massive credit. And I think Celtic can look to build to next season and do just as well, if not better, next season in the Champions League. And I think the players did themselves proud, did the fans proud, did the club proud, and did their country and the Scottish Premier League, which is low prestige in terms of worldwide reputation, and they did the Scottish Premiership League proud as well. Moving on to my match ratings, I've given Kasper Schmeichel 9 and man of the match. He made some excellent saves. He got the ball out nice and quickly as well. He was always very calm when the ball was passed back to him. He made himself available on a really regular basis to keep any attacks or defensive build-up going. Gave him 9, could easily have given him 9.5, but ended up giving him 9. Don't think he had any chance really with doing any better with that point-blank header. It was always going to come off his body, given the pace of the header and the angle of the header, and it just was our bad luck that it didn't break more easily to Carter Vickers, or he didn't get his clearance just a millisecond earlier to evade Davies' rather fortuitous block. Given 8.5 for Alistair Johnston, I thought he was brilliant all game long. Didn't quite have his usual attacking threat, however, defended brilliantly, won so many balls to the point where Bayern Munich very rarely ever tried to attack down their left, our right. Johnson covered into the box, lots of nice clearances, blocks, and gave 110% throughout the game. Gave 8 to both Carter Vickers and Austin Trusty. I think they controlled Harry Kane, they controlled all the Bayern attackers, wide players, midfielders. They very rarely ever looked in trouble. Having said that, Carter Vickers probably should have just tracked that midfielder's run that wee bit better, maybe not allowing him to have such a good header, but he was immensely unlucky, as I've said, that his clearance after Schmeichel's save didn't go away to a corner or away for a throw-in, which almost certainly would have ended the game. 7.5 for Jeffrey Schlupp. I thought he did a very good job defending. However, Bayern attacked down our left, their right on a continual basis. A few times Schlupp was caught a wee bit too far up the pitch. A few times caught a wee bit too far in towards the central defenders. And so there was a regular attack coming down that right side of their attack, our left side of defence. However, Schlupp, I thought, did do very, very well. I think he was the right selection. And well done to Rodgers and well done to Schlupp. Given 8 to Cal McGregor. Thought he had a great game, particularly in the first half. Maybe, like all the players, just got a wee bit tired in the second half. However, kept up their 100% effort. McGregor nearly scored with that shot early in the first half. Several really, really good passes, lots of good interlinking, and I think he drove the team forward very, very well. Rio Hatate 7.5 and Arne Engel 7. Again, worked incredibly hard. Rio Hatate all over the pitch, coming back to link up with the defence and break up play. He had a good game. Arne Engels, again, 100% effort. Could have done a wee bit more in the midfield third and the final third. However, he did set up with that cross what could have been the Dyson Maida sliding finish at the back post. Nicholas Kuhn and Dyson Maida both 7.5. 7.5 because they both did miss chances, but both played very, very well. Nicholas Kuhn, of course, scored a goal. They did their best pressurising the Bayern defenders and midfielders. They did a brilliant job in all three zones of the pitch, and I can't really fault them. They both had great performances, so 7.5 for them, and 7 for Jota. Didn't quite have the same ability that Kuhn and Maida do, tracking back to help out in midfield and defence, but he did his absolute best, and I think it's a role that he'll grow more into game by game. Several very good runs down the left-hand side. It was his clever work on the left, breaking into the box, that set up the chance for Kuhn early in the first half. Did seem to tire a bit in the second half, probably because he was doing so much running about, trying to do midfield and defensive duties, and he was taken off for Ida, with Maida swapping to the left. Gave both Adam Ida and Yang 6.5. Thought they tried very, very hard. Didn't really have much chance in the attacking third to do anything creative. However, they did a great job breaking up the play, holding up the Bayern players, and just it really required one nice clearance to the halfway line, bit of a burst of speed from Ida or Yang to get themselves in behind, or set up Maida crossing in from the left wing. However, we couldn't quite get the ball out of our defensive and midfield zones well enough in the last 10-15 minutes, which did put us under a lot of pressure, which unfortunately in the end paid dividends for Bayern Munich. Celtic's next game will be on Saturday lunchtime, 12:30 away at Hibs. The game will be live on TV, and hopefully Nicholas Kuhn's injury won't be that serious. Hopefully maybe just missing this game and back fit for the week after. We'll need to see. However, I don't have quite so many reservations now. If Kuhn's out, given the fact that Yang is coming into pretty good form, and that Maida is in top form, and Jota is getting close back to his best and getting back to full match fitness, and we do have the option of Adam Ida through the middle to free up Maida to be the replacement for Kuhn on the right if required. Didn't look like Celtic picked up any other injuries, and it does appear that Carter Vickers and Alistair Johnson, who both can be a wee bit injury prone and a wee bit prone to niggles, it looks like they both got through the game. So, in summary, lots and lots of positives. I think the Celtic players did us proud, did the club proud. and I can't fault them for effort, can't fault them for performance, and just one or two wee bits of luck here and there, one or two wee bits of better finishing, and Celtic would be in the draw for the last 16. But let's push towards completing the treble for this season, then winning through any qualifying rounds we have to go through, and then performing just as well in next season's Champions League, and aiming to go one step further at least. Before we finish, just a wee polite suggestion, encouragement for those not yet subscribed to the channel. Please do click that subscribe button. If you have liked the video, please do click that like button. It does help the channel immensely. Getting spread to more and more Celtic fans and football fans also makes Celtic videos more available on YouTube with their analytics. And finally, do pop your own thoughts into comment section regarding your own player ratings, who you thought played well, were there any players you didn't feel played well enough, and any other thoughts on Celtic's draw with Bayern Munich and how you see the next few weeks and months go in terms of completing the treble. And so until the next video, a goodbye and hail, hail.